come up on stage for us, please, and remind us why we are all here. And I can't even imagine how difficult this must be, and it's incredibly brave to be able to come up. Everybody likes to be the person who gives. It's so bloody hard to suddenly find yourself in the position of having people wanting to do things for you. So you're a beautiful, gracious soul for coming up here and speaking.
God, if you were going to be me having to talk in an environment, there's no other place you'd actually want to do, because the love and the energy in this room is insane. So, first of all, thank you for that. There are just no words that actually can describe how incredibly grateful I am for this. I've come to learn a whole heap of things over the last 8 months in a pretty raw and tragic way, and I guess one of the things I have come to truly understand is that it does take a village to raise a family, regardless of what the makeup of your family is. So to Nathan and Kelly for thinking of us, to the entire Augustine team for doing this today, to all the speakers, to Kerry, and to all of you for being here. All of you have all just become a part of our village. So you have given us the opportunity to put some joy and create new memories, a bit of comfort in my kids' lives, and how do you say thank you for that? It's just ridiculous. The world lost, you touched on it, Kerry, in terms of choosing the right man. The world lost an awesome man in March this year. He was a brilliant dad, a fun and loyal friend. He was the life of the party, and he was an awesome husband. I actually lived with my own cheerleader. He was kind and generous. He was hilarious. He was a creative genius. He was bloody messy. He was a shit singer, but he committed to it. And he was just the most awesome dancer. He was our Captain Adventure, always seeking out the most amazing fun for Maisie, Alfie and myself. I don't know if you do this if you've got kids, but I had this really weird sort of split-second moment when the kids come to me and go, "Mummy, can we build a massive hut with paint and sheets and everything?" Where I kind of run this shit fun carnage versus ratio. I'm like, oh God, that sounds like it's going to be really messy at the end to deal with, and I can come up with a reason why the kids don't necessarily do it. But Daz never did that. If the kids had an idea, he was just totally into it and wanting to make it happen. He loved our children, Maisie and Alfie, with all his heart. Even when he was really low, struggling, he was still on the sidelines cheering on Alfie. He was helping Maisie with her cooking and baking. I haven't told many people this. The night before he died, he was learning how to be a coach so that he could go and coach Alfie's football team. His love of life and energy was contagious, and I think that's been why it's so hard for so many people to actually accept and kind of reason in their minds why he died. As we sort of touched on at the beginning, Daz died by suicide as a result of bipolar, an illness that he fought actively and courageously to beat. We have a huge amount of work to do in this country around mental illness, and I'm just going to take a moment, if that's okay, just to kind of touch on this. I can only talk about bipolar in relation to Daz's story, and I'm really clear about that. I'm not an expert by any stretch. Like all mental illness, it's complex, and everybody's experiences are slightly different. So, what I mean by that is somebody's high or somebody's low, and a bipolar experience will be dramatically different in terms of how they act, how they think, how they feel, and what that means for the people around them. As humans, we feel deeply. You would have all had that. amazing anticipation this morning about coming here today. You'll have those moments of absolute highs, when an Augustine bag arrives at the door. You'll have those moments of intense lows where you feel a bit flat. I mean, I think half the nation did with the Rugby World Cup. I didn't. I can't believe I'm admitting it. Probably the only Kiwi who was stoked because I couldn't bear the fact of Daz missing out on an All Black win. So I was like, I don't need to do this. I guess the thing to remember with bipolar is the difference is their feelings are extreme and they're continuous. In a state of mania, you feel incredibly high, happy, incredibly positive. Daz had the most insane amount of creative ideas. There wasn't enough hours in the day to get them on paper, and he had a sense of, in his mind, complete clarity. And it would spiral up, and it would spiral up, and it would spiral up, and then it would come crashing down and almost into the opposite of very deep, very, very deep sadness. In the last 3 or 4 years, he has been on a really consistent cycle of sort of peaking up to high and then crashing down into lows, and each state could last anywhere between sort of 2 or 3 months. It was really hard for him, and he remained through that the most incredible partner and father. He didn't want people to know he had bipolar. He didn't want to burden people, and he didn't want people to judge him or to think of him any differently. And this is a smart, articulate man who knows that he was supported, that knows that he was loved, but he still felt that he could have been judged. So illogical or not doesn't actually matter, because that's how he felt, and other people battling mental illness feel exactly the same way. I'm not sure if many of you have been in this scenario where you've been sitting with great people, because this is no judgment on humans, what I'm going to say right now. But you're sitting with someone and they might go, oh shit, Mary was a bit mental today, or I had an interesting one. Des and I together had someone say, they were talking about a colleague and they went, oh fuck, they were a bit odd today, they're bloody bipolar. Okay. These words have actually become everyday language to describe a negative situation, or just to describe something negatively about someone. Who remembers being told here by parents, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you? Shit, it's such bullshit, isn't it? Because words really do hurt. Words really do hurt, and the way that words can be used flippantly and really casually, I think, is fueling this unconscious stigma around mental health, and I don't think it's helping anybody speak out at the moment. But we know this. We know that there is a power in language. We know it through te reo. We know it through the impact that words have had on race, on gender inequality, on sexuality, on body image. Shit, do we know what words, the impact of words have on our body image? So we've understood that language makes a difference, and we've leaned into these things and we've changed our language because we understand it hurts. And I guess I just want to say, I reckon it's time we put the same lens on the words that we use in day-to-day around mental health. If you think that there are 1,200 people in the room right now, look to the person left of you. To the person left of you. Imagine they're not here. Because in the space of 12 months in this country, 668 people died by suicide. That is half of the people in this room. If we want to make sure that people actually understand that it is okay to be not okay, we need to remove barriers, and I think language is one of those barriers. We need to be really careful that we're creating a safe environment for people to have really, really vulnerable conversations. And I reckon as women, we've got the loudest voice. Like our partners would attest to that. With no fear, we've got the loudest voice. So I guess in honour of my magnificent husband, I kind of wonder if we in this room could walk away today with this amazing, just very gentle awareness of the words we use. and just how we could maybe impact or make it a little easier for people to open up when they're not feeling that strong. It's this idea that, you know, mighty oaks from acorns grow, and there are 1,200 acorns in this room that could make a difference. To Kelly and Nathan, you guys lost a great friend, and he loved you. He loved you guys so much. He would be so proud and appreciative. He'd be beaming from ear to ear for what you've done today. He would be taking such peace and comfort that you've looked out for Maisie and Alfie. He'd then be the drunkest man here, challenging you all to a dance-off. It could get awkward, but you'll somehow be attracted to it and want to sort of take part. Thank you. Just thank you. My daughter's 9 and she's incredible. I'm slightly biased. She can also be a little rat bag. But she wrote a couple of months ago a spoken word, and you've given me something special, and I want to give you something today, and this is her words. I can get through this. Okay. I am Maisie. I am part English, part Kiwi, and part Spanish. There's no Spanish in it. That is brilliant. Daz taught her about creative freedom for sure. I am kind. I have a nice heart. I am helpful and caring. I help people if they are sad. She's 9. I am proud of myself. I might have no father, but I have his passion. My father gave me my heart, my gratitude, and my love. I am Maisie. So from my family to all of you today, thank you and welcome to my village.